Und immer noch im Gespräch hier in der Late Night mit James Toseland. Jetzt wollen wir ein bisschen über sein aktuelles Album sprechen, Renegade, und auch noch mal ganz kurz über seine Frau vor allen Dingen auch. Just quickly, we're going to be talking about your wife, obviously, Katie Melua. You guys were married back in 2012. She must have been a great support. How was she able to help you and encourage you during that very not easy transition from injured sports champ to really rock star?
That's why we kind of we got really close. We started dating just as I was injured with the injury, but I didn't know it was going to retire me at that point. But obviously it did, and Kate being around, she was very supportive, and I think it was such a tough time that anybody around me that supported me would be a friend for life. But fortunately for me, it was the Katie Melua, and from that point, we then got really serious, and obviously got married in 2012. It's our anniversary, like in 3 weeks. Actually, it's going to be 3 years in 3 weeks.
Congratulations!
Yeah,
congratulations!
It's just been about 4.5 years that we've been together. So it's
there's the picture on the computer. Back in 2012, James Toseland and Katie Melua married in, I think, in the Botanical Gardens in London.
Yeah, Kew Gardens. It was a nice day. 1st of September it was, and it was a lovely day. The weather was great. I was a bit nervous. She was the first long-term girlfriend really I'd had, because I was so focused on the job before, and so to be at the front of the altar waiting for a girl coming down forever was pretty daunting. Luckily, Katie helped with the way she looked, and she got to the front, and I thought, no, this is a good decision. But yeah, it's a big day, isn't it? You know, but it was a good move. She's been great since having to retire and my transition, wanting to do the music. When she said, what are you going to be doing now, when I had to retire, I said, I'm going to write an album, I'm going to do the music seriously. I could see in her eyes that was like, good luck then, you know, because it's a long, you know, it's a tall mountain to climb, and she knew what was going to be ahead of me, and but luckily she's been supportive, and we've been doing great.
But she did, because here's the album, and I think you spent about 8 months in a hotel working on the album, and together with a record producer Toby Jepson. Tell us about the writing process. What direction did you choose sound-wise?
I knew I wanted to do classic rock, because without the racing, I needed the energy from rock music to have that enjoyment level again, and rock music gave me that. So, as you say, I was in a hotel in Scarborough for 8 months. That's where Toby Jepson lived, and we had his little studio in the garden. And he was the lead singer of the Little Angels, and he was very established in the game. He didn't know who I was. He wasn't into sports at all, and he gave me Just No Way, which is on the album, and he'd written that about 10 years previously. He said, go away and learn that song, and come back, and then I'll see and assess you to see if we're going to be writing together or not. He was pretty hardcore. So I came back, played Just No Way to him, and he was pleasantly surprised, luckily, and then we sat down together. He said, well, tell me about yourself. I've heard you used to ride bikes and and I told him the whole story, and that's where the album titles come from, like singer in a band, because
Renegade,
and Renegade. And I said to him, I've always wanted to be a singer in a band, and he was writing it down, you know, and everything I said he wrote
so
down.
Like, it must be like really personal to you. Is it like autobiographical as well, that album?
Definitely. Most of it is. Some of it is just my interest, but Renegade especially, because the opening line is brought up in the back streets of northern English town, and I was brought up in a northern town in England. It's called Sheffield, and so that one's a lot more poignant than most. But singer in a band and everything else is kind of a lot about my personality.
The album has really been critically acclaimed in the UK last year, and you played some big festivals. I think it was Donington, the Isle of Wight. How was that experience, especially the support on Status Quo's Frantic 4 tour? You were there as well.
Well, luckily, after writing a couple of songs with Toby and how carefully he treaded about working with us, we did 2 songs or 2 demos working together, and he instantly got quite excited, and he rang his old management and team and agent, who are some of the biggest in the industry, and then that's what started us off. That's when we started getting gigs. I had to get a band, and then we were on Isle of Wight, like you say. We supported Aerosmith at Calling last year, and the Frantic 4 tour with Quo was one of the best tours that we've done. They were really nice to us. We've just supported Scorpions, your very own Scorpions, a couple of weeks ago in Rambling Man Fair, and that was our first main stage performance actually at a festival as well, so in front of 14,000 people, which was a new thing for us, and we've just been climbing that ladder, and now it was great this morning to go to the airport and get on a plane, not for motorcycling anymore. It was
for promoting
music.
Your music. When can we expect a big Toseland tour in Germany? I mean, you have like a big record deal now, I think, in January this year with a German record label. When can we expect to see you here up on stage?
Well, hopefully really soon. I know in November we're hopefully maybe supporting someone that's going to be in Europe and definitely in Germany. So in November, well, fingers crossed if that comes off, there's a strong possibility. But actual headline shows, this is just the start of the promotion of what we've been doing for the last couple of years in England. And the label's never even seen the band before. All they've done is heard what we've been doing and the numbers we've been doing and what we've been doing performance-wise, and they've wanted to get involved, which is just amazing. So I've come over here, like I say, for the first time ever on promoting my music, and it's a really exciting time, and hopefully we can come over soon.
Let me just quickly show the audience another clip. That is actually from the album Renegade. It's called Life is Beautiful. I think that was the first song that came out from the album. It's also included on there because this is actually the extended version that will be available here in Germany on August 28th. Am 28. August gibt es dieses Album übrigens auch überall hier bei uns in Deutschland. Ihr könnt es auch gewinnen, eins davon. Natürlich von James persönlich signiert. Ihr müsst nur eine Frage beantworten. Ja, mit wem ist er denn verheiratet, James Toseland? Einfach eine Mail schicken an redaktion@nrw.tv und mit etwas Glück könnt ihr dieses Album von ihm handsigniert gewinnen. Gibt's wie gesagt erst ab dem 28. August. Nochmal ganz kurz auch auf die Seite von James Toseland. Da gibt's noch mal alle Informationen auf toselandmusic.com. Da könnt ihr noch mal alles nachlesen. Vor allen Dingen auch die EP, die jetzt auch im Handel ist. Das ist natürlich auch alles auf dem großen Album mit drauf. Und jetzt hören wir uns zusammen noch mal ganz kurz einen Song von ihm an, bevor dann live bei uns im Studio nämlich den Titelsong seines Albums Renegade spielen wird. Hier ist er, Toseland mit Life is Beautiful, und danach live bei uns am Piano. Thank you.
Pleasure.